What is going on, everybody? Man to man football here. Got my boy Dylan across from me. Coming out a 31-28 win against the Minnesota Vikings. Honestly, very
How about them
surprised.
Cowboys, Justin? How about them Cowboys?
Oh man, 3-7. We hot in the second place tie right now. We're hot.
Super Bowl
We're,
bound.
we're
Let's
the
go,
best.
baby.
We're the best looking team in the NFC East as of the past
Oh,
2 weeks, which is insane to me. Um, Basically, the topic of this video is going to be talking about how bipolar this season's been, as well as where we should go from here. I haven't really known how to feel going into this season, especially coming out of week what that's technically 11 for us, going into week 12. I'm very confused as a Cowboy fan. However, I'll tell you who put me on the straight and narrow path in a minute. But let's just jump right into it. I don't know what I want for this team. I personally don't. But I do know who does. But Dylan, what do you think the Cowboys should do right now? Let me get your opinion first before I hop right into that.
oh God, dude. uh, I mean, if you keep winning, it only sets your franchise back forever. And unless you're not going to sign Dak if you get a high draft, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
we're
you
gonna
seem to think that you're going to sign Dak regardless,
we're gonna sign Dak. There's
so
no
you might
doubt in
as
my
well keep
mind.
winning.
So right. So this kind of touches on my past videos. Is like, hey, we should just keep three and try to go get two. The way we've looked prior to the Steelers game, we should just keep three and go get two.
Hmm.
A man by the name of Mike McCarthy has forced me to change my mind,
There you go,
and
dude.
I'll tell you why. So the what happened after the Minnesota game is they had their what is it their Monday morning meeting. It is rumored that Mike McCarthy in inside the hotel room brings all his players in and legitimately said, "Hey guys, I forgot to hammer in how important it is for us to basically execute and win games." He's like, and that is my fault as a head coach. So then he pulls out a giant sledgehammer from behind the podium, and then staff apparently brings in like 4 or 5 watermelons.
Oh no.
Yeah. And he basically reiterates and gets this team super hyped from what I'm
Mm.
hearing. The players going crazy, staff is going wild, and Mike McCarthy hammers in whatever his expectations are. And then the last one is a picture of Dalvin Cook.
Oh.
The last watermelon is a picture of Dalvin Cook. And DeMarcus Lawrence hops up and says, "The defense has got this one." And he goes up there, grabs the sledgehammer, and smacks Dalvin Cook right in the mouth. Just like Donovan, what's his name, Wilson? I believe it's Donovan Wilson.
Yeah,
Just destroyed Cook.
he
Um,
did.
Cook Cook got popped real good in that game, and it kind of set the tone, I guess, for that defense. And this defense has just complete 180, complete 180 since I don't know week 9.
It
It's
like
it's
showed up versus the Steelers out of nowhere, and all of a sudden y'all are competent.
yeah,
You know?
I guess the Mike Nolan moving from the box down below has definitely hyped them up. I'm not sure what has happened, but whatever it is, it's working. This defense
Hmm.
is starting to show out. Daryl Worley is gone. He's no longer there to blow coverages. Whoever wears 28, defensive coordinator or offensive coordinators just target him. We saw that last week again still, but he's not as bad as Daryl Worley, so we still have a chance. Um, but yeah, this team has been bipolar for me. I didn't really know how to feel, but Mike McCarthy has kind of got me back on the, hey, we can still do this. And I'm okay with, man. If we win, I hope we're on this hype train and we grind out the rest of the season. I don't really want to make a prediction on a record. I don't want to be a 9-7 team or an 8-8 team. But if we're gonna try to make a playoff run, That's what we should be looking for. We've got some tough games coming up. Next week we have the Washington Redskins on Thursday. We can't play the way we played NFC East this season. That's a huge thing right now. We looked awful against our own division, so we will definitely see what we expect there. But then we really come hot out. We come out and we're playing as of right now, looks like a wild card team, the Baltimore Ravens. But we all know Lamar Jackson is dangerous. But this Cowboys team with Mike McCarthy leading the charge, as what it sounds like, needs to keep that hype train going and roll into next week coming out hot on a short week as well. Dylan, one thing I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the Mike McCarthy bringing out the sledgehammer and hitting
Yeah,
Dalvin
man.
Cook in the
Sounds like
face,
they made a
man?
mess, dude. I don't know.
I'm
I
sure
don't know. I
I'm
mean,
sure they got people to pay to clean that up. I'm sure.
yeah, that's true. That's true. There's the Cowboys. I mean, whatever gets you guys going, man. Celebrating a victory too. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of that, this season.
No.
So it would be, a really good coaching job if Mike McCarthy kind of rallies the troops here and, backup quarterback, backup this, backup that, right? And, they still find a way, right? Like that's the whole motto, find a way,
Yeah.
next man up. And, um, as well as everybody else, the Cowboys can still make the playoffs here, right? This is not a pipe dream. This is very real. Okay.
Yeah, with
And,
the
so if
NFC
they,
East trash fire that we have, with the NFC East trash fire that we are living in right now,
mhm.
there's a way the Cowboys can just crawl out of it, and somehow, honestly, all it takes is one more week.
Yeah, you
All the
could
Cowboys
accidentally win one more game and probably make the
literally
playoffs.
win one more game, and the
Yeah,
Eagles lose one, and we're winning.
yeah,
We are winning the NFC East, which would be
mhm,
insane going into what, week 12?
yeah,
I mean, usually at this point you kind of can tell where teams are going to fall, but this NFC East, it is literally a like pretty much a four-way tie for first,
yeah.
which is ridiculous. But
It is.
whatever team finishes the best will take the NFC East and have a shot at the Super Bowl, which is honestly what most teams always want. We will not have Dak Prescott going into this playoff, so maybe Andy Dalton will get his shot. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
But
I mean, and I hope they can keep kind of taking the steps that they are taking. Because who knows? I mean, the sky's the limit for their trajectory. And once you get into the playoffs, I mean, it's anybody's game. So
absolutely,
we've seen crazier stories. So
absolutely, and that's kind of always the goal. Honestly, throughout the first part of the season, is you just want to make the playoffs. It doesn't matter how you
mhm.
get there; it's just as long as you get there. But for the Cowboys, we have high expectations. And just a wild card game win wouldn't be enough. We need more than one win in the playoffs, which is what I expect and have expected from the Cowboys for years, is to get past one round of the actual playoffs. That's been kind of my biggest struggle over the past couple of years. It's been rough, but I think Mike McCarthy has definitely got this team hyped up. We played really well. Ezekiel Elliott is starting to show what he used to be. He's not in that mental state of struggling and fumbling. Andy Dalton looked pretty good, and I'm gonna back Dalton on this throw. A lot of people are like, man, Andy Dalton threw that ball wrong in the end zone, where CeeDee Lamb makes that ridiculous correction and
Mhm.
catches the ball. I actually think CD runs the wrong route. I think we kind of talked about this during the game. Um, Dalton puts it right where it's supposed to be. CD cuts that route a little too flat. He's supposed to run it to the corner of the end zone, but he makes up for it. And then that guy is the truth. He's making 88 look real good right now.
Sure, sure.
So
And
we
I think the
got
most important part is they got a little bit of an offensive line going now.
yeah with
The move from Zach Martin to right tackle, obviously that paid off huge. I mean, we saw the Cowboys ran off the right side, however many times that game. I mean, it was great.
we've talked about I've talked about it at least in my head for a while. Is I don't understand why Terrence Steele was on the field.
Mhm.
It became a point where I just didn't care about talking about it anymore because nothing was going to change. And we finally figured out that, hey, our 17-time All Pro Bowler at right guard can play any position on this offensive line. So um, we found a decent replacement in our left tackle, which has been great. Connor Williams is still a little soft when it comes to the bull rush game. He's definitely the weakest point in our offense. But Tyler Biotish has looked like a steal coming out the draft.
Mhm.
He's looked
Mhm.
really good. Joe Looney's definitely good, but I don't know if he's as good as the Biotish kid coming out of the draft, which is actually interesting to say. I'm not really sure who we had at right guard that past game, but doesn't really care to me because we can protect edge now, which has been our biggest problem. Um, we talked about it. If Andy Dalton starts and we wanted to tank, we would have to protect him, and it looks like we can
Right.
do that now. And
Yeah.
then we're
Yeah.
also running the ball. If you watch, Ezekiel Elliott had massive holes to run through, which is ridiculous. I love the change of pace with Tony Pollard coming in and kind of giving us those big booms of plays, and it's been kind of nice to watch this run game the past 2 weeks because prior to that it's just been ridiculous, fumbling after fumble. Ezekiel Elliott was struggling, and I will say this. I think we had a lot better chances of winning a lot of our games prior to this week 9 stint. Uh, we had better chances of winning those games simply for the fact of his Ezekiel Elliott was fumbling prior to like week 9 and 10. Now he's taking the sleeves off. He can hold on to the rock better. He's protecting the ball better. So I think we're looking in the right direction if we want to win. Which as I said, Mike McCarthy's convinced me. We're trying to win we're trying to win out the rest of the season. I don't mind that at all. We can definitely win the NFC East.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's the smart play because we're still at number 4 in the draft, which is insane. But there's a lot of 3-7 teams, so this draft is about to shake up real good before the
Yeah.
season ends. But I think that's about it for me, Dylan. You got anything else?
Yeah, the offensive line, the run game will be tested next week because they'll play Washington. Washington's got a great front. I think the Vikings front seven's pretty good, but obviously they're not as good as Chase Young and company down there. So we'll see how real they are. They looked much better. It was nice to be able to establish a run game a little bit and then be able to throw off of that. But we'll see if that continues with Washington.
Yeah, definitely looking into Washington next week. Chase Young is going to be the biggest test for our left tackle. I don't think they would push him out to the right tackle position against Zach Martin because they just know
Sure.
that'll be a battle. I'm not saying he's going to win every rep, but their best chance is to try to pick on him and try to pick on Connor Williams. So
Hmm. Hmm.
we will see. Alex Smith, I'm not sure how he's been playing. It doesn't seem very good because we're all 3-7 at this point. So, but it's been a crazy NFC East, guys. But I think that's about it. We're gonna wrap this one up. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out my boy Dylan's Texas videos. Check out my Cowboys playlist, and if you like a little Madden, we got a little Madden content on the channel as well. But we appreciate it all. Hey, let's try to go make the playoffs. And
Super Bowl, baby.
if I had a sledgehammer and a watermelon, I'd put it on this desk right now. But
Oh,
I don't.
stop it.
Peace, guys.
Later.